we've been hearing a lot of talk inside at CIFA's conference about how there's this perception sometimes within the NGO and community that business doesn't necessarily care, or that it's not in their best interest to develop countries. They're just looking for profit. How do you think businesses can change this perception?
That's an excellent question, and it certainly is a perception that we are aware of. Business has been working with the United Nations for easily 50 years, and they're most involved with the new 2030 Agenda, all of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. The perception that business doesn't care probably, comes from the role that certain multinationals may have played during an earlier period of economic development. But certainly today, I would say that this is a misperception. Most of the large multinationals are, in fact, embracing the Sustainable Development Goals, not only because it is good business, because they recognize that they can only thrive in societies that thrive, and it is to their interest to be working in very healthy societies where you have a vibrant civil society, you have governments that function well, and you have business that works with government and civil society. The perception, I think, is gradually changing, and it's because of the role of the United Nations in bringing together all stakeholders to discuss the global goals and to exchange information and to begin to build trust among all the stakeholders.
Something else that we've also been hearing is how governments in the US cannot do it alone. How important is it to have business at the table, not only listening, but involved in the discussions of what can be solutions?
That is a great question. And I'm very glad you asked it, because I represent the International Chamber of Commerce, and for at least 5 to 10 years, we have been working assiduously with member states to bring the voice of business into the discussions, but not only to be able to inform member states and governments about the position of business on various policy issues, but to also listen, to be able to put, so that the business person and the business representative can put themselves in the shoes of the government representative so that they can understand the various perspectives. So it's not only to inform the discussion, but to hear the discussion as well. And again, that is the way I think we build trust.
And I think this also means about redefining what we think about business. And it's not just those big multinationals that might have misbehaved in the past,
right,
but business as a collective of smaller and medium-sized value-creating enterprises.
And in fact, you're exactly right. The dynamism of these emerging economies is going to be the SME sector. And again, it's how do we look to governments to change those policy environments so that the informal sector becomes part of the formal sector and becomes part of society and part of the growth and the economic development of the country.